Hi, this is Emily again. I've got another training for you here. This time it is on Google Slides, and I'm going to show you just some of the basic functions, basic features that I use the most in Google Slides. So first, once again, you would start in My Drive. This is where you would create your slide and have it in the folder that you want to have it be placed in. Then you would go to New, Google Slides. From here, there's the arrow. You could start a blank presentation or you could start from a template. I'm going to go ahead and use a blank presentation and show you how I do most of mine. This is what you will see when you open it up. So the first thing you might want to do is add a title. So I'm going to put this as practice, add a title, and then I also want to make sure I give it a title up here. And if I click in here, it's going to pull that title from right down here. I didn't even have to type that. Then I might want to put who the author is, who's creating this. I also like to put, depending on what my presentation is about, I like to put my contact information or maybe even a link to my presentation, a shortened URL up on the top here. So if they're viewing the first slide, they can get on it. So those are just a couple things that I like to start out with. So this is my title page. This is my first slide that starts out. They set it up for you. Notice over here, most of the time when you get onto this for the first time, there's going to be some themes that you can choose from. You can, of course, get very creative with this and create your own themes, and I've done that. But sometimes I just want one that's already done for me. I don't want to spend a lot of time on it, just need something easy. So you can search through over here and find a theme that you think looks appropriate for what you're going to make your presentation on, one that's easy to read. I'm going to choose this one here, like blue. So when you choose a theme, it applies that same theme, like the same color scheme and the same fonts to every slide. So then the next thing I would want to do if I have my title page set up, I'd want to come up here and go slide, new slide. And notice it's going to put another slide here, and it's kind of got that same color scheme for the next slide. Notice also that it changed it a little. It recognizes that this first one is your title page, and then it knows that the second one is usually where you start putting your content. So the overall layout of this page looks a little different. Maybe you want two title pages. If you do, you come up here to layout, and you can change the layout of how that page looks within that theme. Like it still follows the theme, but it gives you some different options. So maybe I want this pink one here. It'll change that for me, still having similar things from the first slide. Now I'm going to go again, slide, new slide. I like to get several slides set up first. Now maybe I want to jump around with my theme and try something different. Maybe I like how this one looks with the blue and the white on the side. I encourage you to try to mix it up. We know that it kind of gets a little boring if you just do the same thing over and over. When you're predictable, it's not as exciting as when you throw some interesting things in there that people always wonder, what's going to come next? You don't want them to know what's going to come. You want them to keep guessing. Okay, so those are how you can add slides. So it's slide, new slide. If you need to do a couple slides that are very similar, get one set up and then duplicate it. Don't redo everything. I use that a lot. If I have like a similar template that I want and I get one page set up, I'll just do duplicate slide, do the next one, change a few words or change a few things, and then I'm good to go. Couple more things that you might notice is I could change the background on this slide. Maybe I don't like the colors it gave me on the theme, so maybe I want to choose yellow background. It's going to change part of that to yellow, this side over here. I'd have to change this side separately on this particular one. Some of them it'll change the whole thing. I could choose an image. I could put a picture as my background, and I like to do that sometimes too. It makes it exciting. You can upload a picture, take a picture, put yourself on there. That's exciting. By URL from your albums from Google Drive, or you can do a quick search. And I'm going to search for a cow since we live on a farm. Oh, nice. This looks like an interesting conversation to follow this one. So it's choosing that image, and there is the cow. Maybe I want that cow to be on every page. So I would then click Add to Theme, and it's going to add that cow background to my theme. So I still see the theme that I had, but now it's changed the background. And then if I decide I don't want that, I can change it back. But I just wanted to show you how you could do that. Well, now part of my cow is covered up. So again, I'm going to change the layout, and I'm going to go to this one here. Okay, so you can change the background. Okay, that's where that was. You can change the layout. You can change the theme. Here's another one you might want to note for the overall page. You can change the transition. So I can transition from one slide into another with some kind of cool animations. If this is a slideshow that you're not really going to be presenting to a crowd, I wouldn't worry about the transitions. I wouldn't waste your time on that. But if it's something like if kids are presenting, they like to change transitions. That's kind of fun. Or if you are presenting to a group, it's kind of interesting, just adds a little fancy touch if you have a transition in there. Some other things to note is a lot of these tools you'll find are the same in a lot of the different Google apps. Google Drawing has a lot of these tools. Google Docs, they all have these same generic tools. So here you can draw a line, and there's some different options for lines. Here you can draw shapes. There's some different options for shapes. Keep in mind that these shapes also are text boxes. So anytime you put a shape on the page, you can type in it automatically. You don't have to put a text box on top of it. You can type in these. You can also change the background. You can change how thick the outside of it is. There's a lot of different changes you can make with these shapes when you put them on the page. Some other things to note. You can delete slides from here, or you can just come over here and click on it and hit backspace, and it will delete that slide as well. Here again are some ways to get to those same options up here. So if you don't see them up there, you can look in here. You can move your slides around here, but I don't even use this. If I want to move my slides around, I come over here and click on it, and I drag it up. And now my pink one is first, my blue one is second. Okay. Notice there's not much shown on here that's available, but that's because I haven't clicked on my slide. So if I click on my slide to type, move, I can then come up here, and now I can change my font size, my text color. I can change all these different things. Also notice that all that same information popped up here. So now that I'm clicked in a box, I've got a lot of stuff up here. Now I'm going to show you if I click off of it, I can change the whole slide, or if I click in it, I can change just the specific area, and it gives me different options. So different things you click on, you get different options. Another thing that is important to note is you can change the arrangement. Like if you want something to come to the front, if you put a picture on the page and then it covers up your words, you'll have this option available that you can send the picture to the back and bring the words forward. You can align it different ways, you can rotate, you can group different objects together. I don't use many of these tools very much. I have used tables. You can insert tables here. You can do that under table or under insert. And notice again, a lot of these tools are available up along this bar. So I can insert a text box, image, chart, link. Links are good to insert into your slideshow. If you're doing these for students and they're going to follow along, or if you're doing a presentation, insert a link and then they can click on it and it takes them right where they need to go. There's some shapes, different other things, animations. I like to do animations as well, not just for this slide, not as transition from one slide to another, but as I'm presenting, if I want maybe one picture box to fly in or one shape to fly in with some information and then another shape, you just click on where you want the transition to go and then select object. So it's going to animate that. Fade in on click, and then you can play it to try it out. Those are probably the tools that I use the most often in slides. you just got to play around with it. Just keep practicing, just keep trying new things. Make one just for fun, just to see how it goes. But that is Google Slides basics. And as always, if you have any questions, do not ever hesitate to ask me. Thanks. Good luck.